Hi, what we're going to do now is just spend a little bit of time thinking about how we can structure our searching, turn it more into a strategy rather than just, a blind sort of searching without analysing what you're looking for. So the example I'm going to consider is what barriers there might be to participation for sport for young adults. How am I actually going to start to structure this search, identify the topics? My first topic is barriers to participation. Looking a little bit along the line, I'm next going to consider sport, and finally, just 3 in this actual strategy, going for young adults. Now I've got the topics, I need to consider how most effectively to use them to make sure I get the right sort of information. And one way of doing this is to actually structure them in this sort of box sort of structure. Okay, so the first box I've got, the first topic is barriers to participation. And what I've done is I've used one of our search techniques called phrase searching with the speech marks at either end of the phrase here. And what that does is it means the system itself will look for just the words together, not the words individually. And that can actually focus your results quite effectively. Next, I'm going to join the topics because I want barriers to participation and physical activity. But just a quick thought about physical activity. Is there any other way I can develop that word? Activity? Activities? If there's more than one ending, then what you can do is actually use a technique called truncation. The final and probably the most powerful way of making sure you found what you need is the idea of using alternatives down here. An alternative is where you think of a different way of describing the same word. Physical activity, exercise, that sort of thing. Again, applying the same technique to young adult. Try and think a little bit academically. Teenager might work, but in the scientific sort of writing, you often find that the word adolescent is also used. So now I can take this range of words from this strategy into my actual searching techniques. Thank you for listening.